Welcome back, dear viewers. Now we have our dear guest, Miss Dana Al-Khashan. She's a self-mastery coach. Welcome, Miss Dana.
Thank you. I'm so happy for having me.
Thank you very much for being here. We're very happy to have you too. Dana, let's jump to the questions. How's that?
Go ahead.
So what does coaching mean, and what are the different types of coaches?
Well, coaching for me is like guidance, someone that guide you through your life journey and help you in illuminating the shadows and the weaknesses and the limiting beliefs that you have and the negative self-talk and all of that. So it's kind of someone who observes you from a distance and then helps you connect the dot and reach the answers or provoke the answers from within. Okay. So he's not someone or she's not someone that gives you maybe advices or have imposed their personal perspectives and point of views, but rather help you reach to your answers by yourself. So it's all about empowerment. And there are a lot of coaches, it depends on the specialty. So I'm a self-mastery coach. You can find communication coach, a leadership coach, or a mindset coach, or a money coach. And it depends on the area of expertise of that coach and their studies even.
Okay, money coach, let's get back to that later. Okay. Sure. But no, what about the self-mastery coach? I read your title and I thought self-mastery, does it actually mean that you're helping me to master my own skills and, the things that I want in life, the goals that I'm looking for?
Self-mastery coach is more concerned with the inner world. So that is gaining mastery over your thoughts, over your emotions, over your behaviors and triggers. And it's about cultivating that awareness and mindfulness of all the different inner voices you have and catching yourself in the moment when you're having a negative self-talk or negative thought or a destructive behavior, or there is an internal trigger and there is a bodily response to a situation or person. And then with that mindfulness and with that high level of awareness, you then choose how to respond, and then you choose which thought would be more helpful in a certain situation. So it's about gaining mastery over yourself, the inner world. So that's the mind, emotions, and soul as well. And it also gives you that power of choice, that birthright you have, and we've forgotten over the years. We're trapped in societal expectations, people pleasing, always caring about other people's opinions in us, in our dreams, in our paths, in our decisions, even the smallest details of our daily routine. So when you have mastery over yourself, you know your beliefs, you know your values, you know what you stand for, you know what you want, and then based on that knowing, you take your decisions and you choose.
Interesting. So is it like you remind the person of who they are as a coach? And how long does the journey of coaching take?
Well, it depends. It's an individual case. So for me specifically, personally, I have that perspective of empowering the individual with all the tools and the knowledge they would need in their journey. So they need me, in the short term and not the long term. So my goal is not to, stay with you on that journey for so long that you become dependent on me, but rather empower you, give you the tools, give you the knowledge, empower you with, the powerful questioning you need, and help you cultivate that relationship between you and yourself. And then you can go on and go about your life, and you have that ability to coach yourself. So you kind of become a self-coach yourself.
Okay, and this brings us to the next question. If, let's say someone, I don't know, maybe they're stubborn, they don't want to share, if they see that coaching is not the right path for them, what do they do to, overcome these problems?
Well, I want to say that coaching is for everyone, but it's not, in a way that someone who pursues coaching or, seek a coach, they must have that openness and willingness and readiness to actually be vulnerable and share and work on themselves. Yes, it's going to be a bit awkward or, uncomfortable in the beginnings because especially if you're not used to it. But that is the role of the coach to establish that rapport and help you become more open and more vulnerable
Yes.
and guide you through the process. But if you're someone who is, you know, stubborn or have a closed mindset, or you're not ready and you're not willing to go deep within yourself and really explore even your past,
Yes.
I don't think that coaching would be much beneficial for you. So there is this first step of, for example, this is how I started, is I sought online courses, and I took courses, you know, psychology, coaching, emotional intelligence, communication, life visioning mastery, and all of that. So with the knowledge I gained, then I became ready. I want to explore more. I want to go deeper into myself. And then the journey began.
I see. So if you don't mind us asking, why did you choose to become a coach?
Actually, it wasn't in my plan at all. I graduated as a civil engineer. I worked in that field. But when COVID hit, I started working on myself, on, you know, developing myself, and I started taking online courses. And it just hit me how much I've grown from these courses and from the knowledge I gained. And I saw the transformation happening, you know, rapidly in me. And I just saw myself in it. I wanted to help people reach that point of transformation and reach that knowingness that there is more to life, you know, other than just grades, school, college, job, marriage, kids, and that's it.
Right.
You know, you can dream big, and you can become an extraordinary version of yourself that you couldn't even imagine that this is possible for you.
Right.
So for me, it transformed me completely. You know, if you met me before 2021, I would be, you know, a completely different person than I am right now. So if it was possible for me, I know it's possible for everyone else.
Do you have sometimes, now we're getting into the critical side, sorry,
yeah, go
but
ahead.
do you have some people who say, maybe it worked for you, but it's not going to work for me. I believe this is the way life is. I believe this is what we need to do. Maybe they're not at that place yet. Do you have people saying that?
Absolutely. That is among, you know, family, friends, society, and all of that. And it's completely normal. Not everyone is ready, you know, to take that action or to take that step or to explore their life's journey or even break free from societal expectations and limiting belief. But I do follow this saying that, you know, when the student is ready, the teacher appears. So it is okay. It's completely judgment free, and it's okay if you weren't ready at this moment. Maybe we can meet up after a year, 2 years, 3 years. Who knows?
Exactly. So in your opinion, who needs coaching?
Well, basically, a lot of people have this, you know, perception that if I have problems, that's when I go to a coach. But this is just one aspect of coaching, or this is one area that any coach can help you, depending on, you know, what area are you looking for help. But in general, anyone who wants to grow, anyone who wants to up level, anyone who recognizes, you know, they're stuck in the same old patterns, or they're stuck in the same cycle, or they have, you know, that goal in mind or that dream in mind, but they're facing obstacles, or there's resistance, or there are fears. So if you have, you know, such things, or if you're going through, you know, those, you know, beliefs, fears, emotions, resistance, and all of that, you can definitely go for a coach, and they can help you illuminate what is really going on here, and they can help you read in between the lines, and they can help you, you know, move forward, move past that resistance and fear, and you know, what is keeping you back. So,
okay, that's amazing. And of course, I'm not an expert in this field, but I always hear the first step to solving your problem is to admit there's a problem.
Yeah, absolutely. And I would say there's a step even before that, is becoming aware that you have a problem, and then admitting and accepting that, all right, I have this problem, and then trying to move forward. So it's about shifting from that victim mindset to the creator mindset, where, you know, you're not victim to your circumstances and the obstacles and the problems and the situation, but you are actively seeking a solution, or you're actively seeking, you know, a step forward out of the problem. So you're not stuck in it, but you're seeking a a solution for it.
And on that, how do I know if Miss Dana is going to be a good coach for me, or for example, for my friend or my coworker? How do we choose our coach?
Yeah, that's a really good one. For me, for me personally, I would say always check their their social media accounts, whether that on Instagram, Facebook, LinkedIn, whatever they are active on. So just to know the energy, check the energy, check the vibe, and then scroll and see what kind of thoughts and beliefs and what kind of knowledge are they putting out there. Is it aligned with you or not? Do you feel that this is someone who reached that destination that you yourself want to reach? So then you have that idea that, yes, this is the right coach for me. I might be able to benefit from their expertise. And then there is also a lot of coaches who offer, free discovery calls. They call it free discovery calls. So you can hop on a call, or, online or in person, and you can have a chat and conversation with that coach to see if you are fit to that coach, and if that coach fits you as well. So it's for me, first and foremost, it's all about that energy match. Do you know that feeling when you see someone, or you know someone on social media, and you have that feeling, I've known this person for so long, or I feel
yes, there's a positive thing towards it. Yes,
I resonate with that person.
Yeah.
So it's all about that vibe, and again, just follow your gut, follow your heart, and listen to that bodily response. That yes, I want that coach. I want to try this one.
Okay.
And then go follow it.
That's amazing. And also, how can we enhance our emotional intelligence skills? Now we have emotional intelligence. How do we even feed it?
Yeah. When we talk about emotional intelligence, we talk about 4 aspects of oneself. So that is self-awareness, first and foremost. And then there's self-regulation. And then we have social awareness, and then relationship management. But it always starts with you. So self-awareness and self-regulation. And this is where I come in as a self-mastery coach. So it's about gaining, first of all, awareness of who you are, your thought patterns, your beliefs, your values, your background, your traumas, your history and experiences, and how did all of these shape you as a person.
Yes.
And then once you understand yourself, it becomes easier for you to understand other people, because you realize and acknowledge that every person comes from a different background and have a different history. Therefore, that history, that experience contributed to the person they are right now. And then when it comes to self-regulation and social and relationship management, it's all about first having awareness, and then accepting whatever you're feeling, and then going through the process of investigation. So whenever you have that, feeling of there is anger here, or there is fear here, or there is sadness, it's about pausing, first of all, allowing the emotion to be, and then investigating, where is this emotion coming from? Is it coming from a certain word you heard, or a certain situation, or a certain behavior, or is it simply because of a story your mind is creating in your head, and you reacted to that thought? So once you investigate and you know the root cause of that emotion, or what brought up that emotion, then you go to the 4th stage of emotional regulation, which is nurturing that emotion.
Yes.
And it's allowing the emotion to exit the body and to be released from the body through a couple of different practices, whether it's walking, exercising, journaling, meditating, dancing, or listening to music. Anything that suits you and you feel is a good way, is a good practice for that emotion to be released from your body. So it's not about holding that emotion in, which most of us do, is suppress our emotion.
Yes.
But emotional intelligence takes a lot of bravery and a lot of courage and a lot of honesty and vulnerability to admit that I'm a human being at the end, and it's natural to have all the range of emotions, even the lowest emotions that we call negative. I don't like calling them negative, but once you're able to regulate yourself, and once you establish that, kind of relationship with your emotions, and then you will be able to provide that same space when you're around others, or you can understand other people's emotions, and you can understand their behaviors or triggers or reactions to their emotions, and then you become more understanding. And once you become more understanding, you show more empathy, you show more compassion, and you show more love. And
that's amazing.
That's the basis of any relationship.
Miss Dana, mashallah, I don't want to keep asking you questions. I just want to sit and listen.
Thank you.
Because when you mentioned that you have been a coach for a year and a half.
No, I quit my corporate job a year and a half, and I became a full-time coach. But I've been in the field for around 3.5 to 4 years.
Okay, mashallah. But it seems like you have been in the field for more, because your content. Let's say your material.
Thank you.
How can someone, or what could stop someone from achieving their goals? This is also a very important question.
Well, it's you. No one and nothing can stop you from achieving whatever you want but you. We are our biggest,
friends and enemies.
Yes.
Supporters.
Yes.
And, okay.
Absolutely, 100%. So when you find yourself, stopping or stuck in that cycle of fear, in that fear zone, etc., and you're not moving forward, most probably you have a a negative self-talk, or a negative thought patterns, or self-destructive habits and behaviors, and you have what we call a limiting beliefs. So consciously or subconsciously, you have those beliefs, running in the background. That is, for example, telling you, I cannot have or reach that point where I have X amount of money in my bank account, or I'm not that kind of person who can, for example, stand on stages among 10,000 people in the room and then speak, if you love public speaking, for example. So it's all about you, and that is where self-mastery comes in, because you need to know you. You need to know your thoughts, what is stopping you, and really being honest with yourself. So what I would say, though, pay attention and be mindful of where are you blaming others or blaming situations for you not achieving your goals.
Okay.
And then gain back your power of choice, reclaim back your power and your energy, and then choose a different thought, choose a different behavior, and choose to step forward and leap with faith rather than fear. And it's not about, getting rid completely of fear, but it's about befriending it. And while it's there, with faith in your heart, you take the leap anyway. And that is, the definition of courage and bravery.
That's amazing. That's beautifully said, actually.
Thank you.
You should write a book, by the way.
There is a plan.
Yes. That's good. That we're going to have a second interview with you, inshallah, for that. Also, when we talk about knowing ourselves, for example, if you say, I'm an angry person, and you tell people, I'm an angry person, but the last time you were angry, that was 9 years ago, because you've changed. When do we know that we have changed? Because in my mind, I'm always, a certain girl that I know about myself, but then people tell me, no, that's not you. And I'm like, really? I've changed.
Interesting. Yeah.
When do we know that we've changed? Do people tell us? Or?
Yeah. Well, for me, I think growth just hits you, It hits you one day how much you've grown. It hits you one day that what used to trigger you is no longer triggering you. It hits you one day, how your communication changed, and, your choice of words have changed, how well-regulated you are. Though I would also say, if you have that habit of self-reflection, and you're adopting what I call a slow living life, which means basically you pause every now and then and you look back and you see how much you've grown. 2 days ago, I just revisited my old workplace, and it just hit me like where I am right now and what I have, what a blessing am I living, and how much I've grown since, a year and a half ago when I was at that place, and now after, 18 months, here I am right now, enjoying my full job, in coaching and helping people and all of that. So it's a matter of pausing and then reflecting back, looking backward, and acknowledging yourself and celebrating yourself for all the improvement, all the development, and all, you know, the time, energy, and effort you've put into yourself, and all the investment you made. And it doesn't have to be, you know, big achievements or, you know, big milestones that tells you how much you've grown and how much you changed. But it's also in the tiny,
the little steps,
the little stuff in our daily routine, you know, waking up with a smile rather than, you know, an angry face, or waking up with gratitude rather than, oh, I have to go to work, for example. And, you know, cultivating, for example, a deeper and active listening when you're having a conversation with a friend. Or it can be just about, you know, putting your phone down when you are, you know, in a gathering, or you're out with friends or family even. That is growth for me as well. So it doesn't have to be a big one. So acknowledge and celebrate yourself.
Thank you very much, Ms. Dana Al-Khashan, for all of this. This is an amazing interview. Thank you very much for that. Unfortunately, this is all the time that we have for today.
Absolutely.
Thank
you so much.
Dear viewers, we want to thank Ms. Dana Al-Khashan, Self-Mastery Coach, and hopefully we will see her on another interview. But for now, we have this report for the Ministry of Interior, so please stay tuned.